we show you still owe $1,215. Well, they had assessed me a little bit of tax or penalty and interest because it was $1,201.22, as you can see on my letter. So here's what I wrote them. Dear Internal Revenue Service, I received your offer dated February 19th, 2001, and did not find your check enclosed. Therefore, I am accepting your offer and returning your money order for the sum certain amount for adjustment and full settlement of this account. Please adjust my account and release the proceeds, accounts, fixtures, in the order of the court to me immediately. In the alternative, please remit the above amount to me and I will adjust the account myself. Okay? They hold the principal obligation. I said, I got your money order. Where's your check? If you think I'm going to give you my debt instruments, you got another thing coming. I have no money. You hold all my substance. I'm just using my property. It's not mine. You're assessing me an annual fee to live there. It's called a property tax. Okay? If you're going to give me a bill, give me the money to pay it.
How about your property tax? Can you accept that for money?
Absolutely. How is it any different? She said, how about your property tax? Can you accept it for value? If you're going to bill me, I have no money. What are you going to require me to pay in? That's against public policy. I'm not going to violate public policy and go to jail. I'm not going to create money. Been there, done that. I don't need it again. Think about it. Look at this. On the next page here, this bill they sent me. This is the bottom half of the page before. This is what I did. I accepted it for value and signed my name. Now, tell me, I've got an amount, I've got a routing number, I've got a pay to, and I got a signature. Looks like a check to me. Doesn't it look like a check to you? It's an order for money, is it not? Or a money order? So I endorsed it and sent it back. Isn't that what it is? You only volunteer to put the money in there. It's a voluntary system. Right? I'm sorry? Do I use red ink? No. No. I just grab a pen.
When you said, it's really great, your explanation. You said when they gave you an order for money, then you signed it because the signature is the money.
That's right. When they gave me the order for the money, I signed it because that is the money. Now, what I also have to do, I have to register it on my UCC3. You say that all day, it twists your tongue. Okay? I have to register it so it's eligible for discharge. So I do a UCC3, I add the account and the amount, whammo, there it is. What's the problem? If they're going to come after me, they've got some explaining to do. Well, wait a minute. Are you requiring me to pay in a particular kind of coin or currency? I think that's a violation of public policy. Okay? Now, I got an insurance company trying to do me kind of dirty. I needed a homeowner's policy. So my wife went down. They made her an offer of $220. She accepted, paid it in cash. 3 weeks later, they canceled the policy. Said I didn't have good credit. I said, I didn't ask for credit. I asked for insurance. You made me an offer. I accepted. I paid in full. We don't care. Here's your check back for $216. Well, wait a minute. They kept $4. So what'd I do? I endorsed it on the back, accepted it for value on the front, and sent it back to them. So then they changed the contract again. And instead of ending the policy on April 26th, my wife said they now ended it on April 16th and sent back another check. You know what they said on the bottom of the letter? Please cash immediately. They want out of this real bad. She says, what do you want to do? I says, I'll accept it for value and send it back to them. You see, they can't close their books. The only way they can adjust that account is to issue a policy or me to cash that check. Okay? I'm not going to play their game. I'm going to go through the full meal deal and I'm going to learn something. Okay? I had somebody say, well, what if they cut off their phone? Well, you better make a phone call from another phone and say, why are you cutting off my phone? Well, you didn't pay your bill. Well, I most certainly did. You better get to your lawyer. You got a problem. That account's on my UCC1. That belongs to me. Doesn't belong to you. That's a public utility. Somebody's made a decision that that's theirs. I got news for them. It's mine. A friend of mine in Florida, the power company, he was in a bankruptcy with another organization. He was living in their property. They cut off his power, wouldn't give him power. They can't cut off the irrigation well, so he runs a cord across the ground from the irrigation well to the house, or plumbs it into the meter and runs his house power. And so they come out and they says, you can't do that. He says, watch me. We're going to come out in 2 days and cut that off. And he says, you're going to have a real big problem. So he goes and he takes a UCC3 and he puts the irrigation well and the meter and the meter on his house on his UCC3. And he files it. And 2 days later they come out and they cut off his power. So he gets in his car with his UCC3 and his wife, and he writes down every power pole between his house and the substation, several miles away. And he put every transformer, every power pole, and every foot of wire between his house and the substation on a UCC3 and filed it. Then he took the filed copy and he says, you need to take this. He laid it on the desk and says, take this to your legal counsel. And the lady was gone about 20 minutes and she comes back and she says, well, sir, we're extremely sorry that we turned off your power, and I assure you that we will get it back on, but it'll be tomorrow. He says, you got a real problem. Yes, sir, we understand that. It's 20 minutes from his house to the power company. And when he got home, the power was on. Okay? It is a public utility. Are you a member of the public?
Yeah.
No one has a claim on any of that stuff, including the people that work there. They're just doing a job. It's out there, doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to everybody. Put your account, register it on a UCC3, and make it eligible for discharge. If they turn it off, they're going to have a problem. Now, there's one thing that we can't go with yet, and that's between you and me and you and your neighbor, because there's no place to take the acceptance yet. We're still working on that. It works with corporations and it works with government because they have no choice. Okay? I register my job. if I have one. I register all my commercial affairs, every one of them, by account number or description or VIN number on that UCC3 or 1 or whatever it is I'm filing. All my commercial affairs are there so that I can act accordingly. Okay? And when I put it on there and there's no claims before me, now let's look at it this way. Let me show you how this works. If I filed the UCC1 a year ago and I'm filing in an amendment today, guess when that amendment is effective? A year ago. Okay? That's when the filing is. Now, you want to own your car?